We're live on Facebook. Hello, everybody.
Woo!
I am Love Coach Scott Katamas with a not very straight talk tonight. We've got two really fun guests, and I'm going to go right into turning it over to my partner, Trish, to introduce them.
Well, I'm going to tell you a little story first. So I found these two humans on TikTok at the beginning of COVID, and you both really, truly saved my ass. Like, you kept me rolling, you kept me moving, and you kept me alive during such a tragic moment of time. I lost a partner and a friend to domestic violence, and you just really showed up. You didn't even know, but you were really showing up for me. And I laughed so hard. And I've just wanted to have a moment where I can showcase you on a platform that I have, because it's important for me to bring in people for you. So Madge and Biskit are incredible humans and great comedians. And what I wanted to talk about tonight was how comedy has helped you really become more authentic and more expressed in yourself, and how it kind of began, because I'll give you the floor to tell them where you live and kind of your backstory.
Well, it all started on a very hot August afternoon in Wyoming, day drinking.
Yes.
All good ideas kind of start there, typically, anyways.
In a cool basement with alcohol.
And a towel on your head.
Well, poorly applied lipstick.
And very poorly applied lipstick, makeup, blush, and also berry manilow.
Yeah.
So that combination together actually started Madge Bisket.
It was an unholy alliance with the Dark Lord.
Yes. Yes.
And
Go ahead.
we actually met a lot of people. I'm Wayne, by the way. This is Stephanie. She's Madge. I'm Bisket. And we actually met 20 years ago at a Redneck kegger.
Yes.
In Wyoming.
Yes, I was in charge of the PBR keg.
And I was in charge of the margaritas.
And then we actually drank way too many. And so we ended up on a hay bale making fun of all the
Rednecks. Falling into the...
do that there.
We got a lot of them out here.
Wait,
I know.
Over. Do you need some?
Yeah, we got extra.
No, it's okay. I've got kicked out of multiple house parties in Wyoming for throwing beer cans at them for being stupid.
So am we. Yeah.
They were like, you have to leave now. And I was like, oh, really?
Oh, I do?
Don't worry. I'll self-select out. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're like, it's just getting good. And I'm going to...
Thank you for kicking me out.
You just did me a favor.
There you go.
That's right. So we met 20 years ago, and then we had a knitting business called pearlnecklace.com. We knitted products.
You're welcome.
They were cowls, and then we named them dirty names.
Yes, because filth and our humor, we're very sophomoric. We're very juvenile.
Yes.
We're 53 years old, and there's a barren field where there really isn't a lot of fucks left.
No, not a lot of fart jokes too. We always like a good fart joke.
Yeah.
Because who doesn't like one?
And depends.
Boys bands actually come in handy when you get there. They just do. Hopefully a lot of you audience out there can relate to that.
Yeah, and if they can't, they're too young, and call me.
Yeah, well, we'll see you in 30 years.
So you do coaching, obviously.
Yeah.
If you don't know your way around an elastic waistband and an absorbent pad, call us.
Yes. Adult diapers are just a regular part of life right now for us.
Yeah.
Mainly me.
Oh my goodness. I love this
He's
so
sitting
much.
on one right now.
Yes, I am. It's loaded. Locked and loaded.
So to live in Wyoming and to be, for everyone watching, I don't know if you've been to Wyoming, but Wyoming is straight, white, and square. Like hella. And when I lived there, I counted 5 people wearing tie-dye. 2 of them were my friend and I. And I was like, I just do not belong here. I did not understand what I was stepping into when I got there. And I was like, I am way too queer for this whole community. And I was just not right. And I wasn't ready. So of course I moved out quickly. It took me a long time to get to California where people were like, yo, you're kind of our people. You're still weird. But so what I found in my journey, yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
What I found in my journey is that I had to make fun of some of the pieces that I found just absolutely ridiculous. And one of the characters that I've created is called Christopher Lee, Shamanic Spiritual Fuckboy. Because I don't know if you've been to California recently, but my generation has a particular style of hot tub. What is it, California hot tub tantra, Scott?
Yes, California hot tub tantra, which is not exactly the genuine spiritual Kundalini yoga tantra that originated a long time ago.
Nobody's touched my Kundalini in years.
But I bet that they have given you an astrological reading up your anus.
Yes, and I do a lot of showing my butt to the sun.
Oh, what is that called? I can't remember. Exactly.
Anal bleaching?
No.
No, that happens in a salon, and you're not allowed back there anymore.
No, I got kicked out of that. Yeah, I know. We don't need to talk about that.
So what I found is that comedy helped me kind of cope with it, is like, so I dated all these guys who were really just like, if we just, breathe and you can sit on my lap and I'll give you a massage. We can align our chakras. And I totally hook, line, and sinkered that stuff for a long time until I was like, not real. And I created a character, a drag king character, to really kind of play that out in the real world and to have more compassion. It was for compassion for them. And it was a really interesting place. So I don't know, can you talk about a little bit of how humor really just like works for you? Like how does it help you cope with the craziness of the world?
Oh, well, especially like nowadays, it's like you're either angry or you're scared or you're confused. I mean, there's not a whole lot of happy emotions happening now. And we're pretty much, happy people, but even we struggle with, what the fuck is wrong with these people? What happened?
I'm struggling with my earrings.
Well,
okay.
That's okay. Anywho, but I got to tell you what, we made a commitment to each other that we love doing Madge Bisket so much that we, well, I think I'm getting some feedback there. Sorry. But no, when we get together on Saturdays, we could be tired as hell. But we come up with these little skits, and we should probably just keep the videos of us laughing, coming up with them, and the bloopers that we do versus the videos that we do, because they're so funny. But that's the thing that we do. We use each other, we use humor. And just doing that one time a week really just fills our soul, basically, is what it does.
Scott, would you mind showing the spiritual retreat video?
Sure. Just give me a moment. Maybe you guys can set it up because it takes me a minute to pull it up.
So I'll set it up for the people watching. Why I want you to see this is because the fact that sometimes our spiritual community can take ourselves very, very seriously. We're doing these like these amazing workshops, and you're getting so deep into yourself, and you're doing the and you forget that all of this human stuff, we're just here playing in the Disneyland of human life. So this is what I'd like to show you.
Give me a sec. There we go.
Oh my God, Biscuit, this new age retreat is really freaking me out. It's just weird.
Well, they promised me that I could get in touch with my inner child.
Why are you picking at your ass again?
Well, I ended up with an amethyst up my root chakra.
Oh God, looks like it's really up there.
Oh yeah.
Did it work?
Nope. And I'm coughing up cubic zirconia.
Oh my God, Biscuit, this new age.
Uh,
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
there you
can you
go.
talk a little bit about how that one came up?
How did that come up?
Well, so I came out in Los Angeles. I was born and raised in Las Vegas. I moved out to LA. I came out in West Hollywood. And I remember when I was first coming out, there was a place called the Bodhi Tree where we would go and we would get our incense, we would get our crystals and stuff like that. And it was, I think, being from religion, because I was born and raised Baptist, was a Lutheran, and then became a Buddhist in Los Angeles. I had this incredibly jagged arc of religion in my life, or things that were spiritual.
Yes.
And being gay, you brought those things into your life that you felt weren't they weren't poisonous. At that point, being Lutheran or Baptist at that point were very poisonous to being a person who was gay. And having somebody who says, we accept you for who you are. And this was part of that, being in a community that accepted you for who you were. And they had crystals and they lit incense and they brought magic into their houses. And you felt good being around them as they had their bells that they would ring that made you feel spiritual in some way. And this was just the illogical end of it, that we would just take it to its illogical conclusion, which would stick a
Well,
rock
and
up your butt.
Madge, you know, she's a mob boss. She doesn't believe in all that stuff. So, you know, of course, she's like, what the hell? So it's, you know, she's very spiritual. Madge is just very no nonsense. What the fuck? I don't give a shit. And it's shoved up her ass, which is about where Madge probably thought it should belong anyway.
That is true.
So
Okay, now I got to come in here for a minute,
Yes.
because it just so happens I was born and raised in LA.
Yes.
And the Bodhi Tree was definitely a hangout for me and my friends. And I was one of those guys that I would go there and I would attend the classes in the back room and buy
Yes.
the book, and I get my incense. So I was a flower child. I mean, I saw the Doors when I was 12 years old at Griffith Park. So that's how far back I go to being a little flower child. I had my little buttons and did all that stuff. So
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Gotta let you know that. Okay.
And I loved it. It was magical. And I think for somebody who is basically given up religion and then you're thrown into a group of people which had something else. I went to my first Buddhist meeting with Patrick Duffy in Los Angeles. I remember sitting there and I go, that's Aquaman. And we're in somebody's house chanting and doing this Buddhist offering with Patrick Duffy sitting up at the front. He's like 2 people ahead of me. It was crazy. That's the kind of shit I got into in Los Angeles.
And for anybody who doesn't know, Patrick Duffy was the star of Dallas.
yes, Bobby
which was-
Ewing.
which
I
was-
just remember him in those square cut briefs as Aquaman back in the day. Good. God.
right. That was like very pre Dallas. Right.
Yes.
Mm. That was pre-Dallas for me.
Awesome. That's the kind of stuff you definitely get into in LA. Absolutely.
Patrick Duffy.
And
There you
I've
go.
I've never gotten into Patrick Duffy. So probably in my age group, I'd date that.
You were probably more into who played JR. What was
Did
it?
she just throw us under the bus?
Oh, of course. Why not?
Oh my
Everybody throws. I throw you under the bus.
I look
Good.
better with a tire track. on
You
my back
do.
Anyway.
It's nice.
Gosh. So one of the questions that I've really wanted to ask you, living in Wyoming, is, you know, I've seen some of the TikToks, I've seen some of the videos that you guys are out and about and doing your thing and like taking walks in the neighborhood. And I'm curious, does your community embrace you? Do they know that you guys are kind of like famous and that you are absolutely hilarious and delightful and on the front lines of like authenticity movement?
Well, I just had a new neighbor, actually, because the studio's in my basement at my house. So I just had a new neighbor move in a month ago. and we shot the kind of the Halloween video of us right across her street. And the funny thing is someone was watching, and I looked over, and then all of a sudden the blinds just shut. And I was like, should we go over there? I don't know. And Rich said, no, we're not going to get shot, because everybody has a gun here too.
Yeah,
so we
there's
kind
a lot
of
of guns.
have to watch. We're in the street out in front. We're waving at the rednecks and the cowboys, and they're kind of like, do I wave? Do I not wave? They're very confused. So yes. Yeah. Well, you're damn near throwing your dress up for them.
Well, no, I don't do that. It's very strange. So I work in a clinic, in a rural clinic, for the last 12 years. And since we've been doing Madge and Bisket, it's gotten out within the community that we're doing Madge and Bisket. Well, people start following us. So I'll be taking a patient back to a room, and I sit down and I'm asking people for their vitals and stuff like that. And they're like, saw Madge and Bisket. And my head snaps up from my computer, and I'm like, excuse me? And they're like, oh yeah, we're following. So, and we also made an appearance 2 years ago at our local brewery for Halloween. And the entire community was gobsmacked that we were there in character, because a lot of them follow us.
Yeah.
So even
more you than me.
I'm out there.
You're out there. I'm not.
I'm not
I work with children and parents, Mormon parents. Yeah, it's not good.
No. But and for me, I'm not the most masculine flower in the bunch, even out of drag. So it's like, forgot. Are you peeing yourself?
Just see, locked and loaded. Locked and loaded.
So for me, I don't have much choice. I'm out. I'm very out. And being gay in a place like this, you really kind of stand out. So I thought I might as well embrace this. And this has been probably one of the best things for me being authentic to myself, is embracing this character and being gay in this state. My ex and I lived through Matthew Shepard in the state. And it's kind of terrifying. We had drive-by epithets. We had eggs thrown at our house. We had paintballs, and we had guns shot at our house. And part of it is you learn in those moments. What are you going to do? Are you running away? Or are you standing your ground? And I was too stupid to think that I had a choice of leaving this place. And now I've lived here for 30 years. It's the best thing I've ever done in my entire life. I wouldn't have met her. We wouldn't be doing this. We wouldn't be sitting here with you guys if I wasn't in this redneck backward state. I love these people. They're crazy. They give us material.
Yeah, we do. Yes. Yes.
To that.
And most people think I'm a man. So
well, you are.
Her
penis is bigger than
my
mine.
balls are bigger than yours.
That's true.
That's for sure.
There
Yeah.
you go.
So one of the things that I'm noticing is that, which one's Biscuit? Okay.
Blonde.
So I'm noticing that Biscuit is kind of more on the, really wanting to convey, communicate, educate, and Madge is kind of like, I don't give a F.
Yes. Yes.
And so just for a minute, just for 10 seconds, is that real or is that the character?
It's a character.
Okay.
It's
Thank
a character.
You can go back now.
I truly am a special ed director for 6 different preschools. So I work with special ed, like children that are 0 to 5. So no, these are just characters. Biscuit's a sex addict, very sensitive, which is the complete opposite, because he'd rather eat a cookie than actually get down.
Have you had a good cookie? Kids, have you eaten a cookie?
God,
Yes.
it's like Dean Martin, had this whole persona of being a drunk.
Drunk.
He
Yeah.
hardly ever drank at all.
Yes.
He likes milk.
This is Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah. And it looks like we drink a lot, but we're not. We don't drink when we're filming either. So
But
we learned.
we came to that last New Year's was really good for us.
Oh God, yes.
And we basically said, no, we're not funny. We're just drunk.
No, we just needed to get forward. And that was when we decided that. But no, I mean, it's so no, this is all a shtick. It's all a shtick, basically is what it is.
Yeah.
But my balls are still bigger than his.
You don't know that. You haven't seen them.
Oh, yes, I have.
I've got a mean, meaty tuck.
I saw that one too. Again, it's like taking the persona, you know, like the spiritual fuckboy or maybe Wyatt Danglewood, and really like embodying the person that you just aren't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're playing.
To dance with it, to play with it, and to really express that side of self. Because I find that my characters are some aspects of me. I'm a dirty old man, like a deeply dirty old man.
Yes.
In like a section of my brain, probably I think it's like right here, and I like to play that out. I like Mr. Danglewood is hilarious, and Scott, do you have a picture of me? Do you want me to send you one?
Mr. Danglewood.
I'm telling you,
yeah,
Mr.
send it
Danglewood.
to me because I don't have it handy.
That's a mustache I'd like to
Trim.
It's okay. I was giving free rides.
Oh,
I do love a free ride. Well, and there's aspects of my personality. We have discussed this regularly. We have more say as these characters in our small community than the individuals out of character in this town. It is insane. I have more in this sex crazed woman, mannish woman that I play.
well, you're the pretty one.
I know, baby.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I know.
Don't turn away from the camera. It's okay, darling. It's okay. We'll get through this.
You make me laugh so hard.
One of the things I like to do is bring in our audience. So
Yeah.
I'm going to read some comments and things coming in from our audience because we have actually a really loyal audience. Most of the people who are commenting come to all of my shows. I do 3 shows every weekend. So I do want to acknowledge our audience. Eleanor Joy, who's wonderful. We love Eleanor up in British Columbia. She writes, there's a lot of flowers in the garden, and I appreciate participating in this, quote, crazy show, unquote. Lorna Sass, another regular, writes, they are so brave. Hooray for authenticity. Eleanor Joy continues, I'm a renegade at heart, but on a different track. So this is very fun and enlightening.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Then Lorna says, maybe not so authentic after all, since they're playing. Steve
I
writes,
think play is even more authentic.
Yeah.
It's okay.
There you go. Steve writes, you gals, or is it guys, or well, anyway, whatever you are so entertaining and a blast to be with. Love, love, love.
Gender is a social construct. I don't know if you haven't heard yet.
Yeah. We keep them guessing.
And
That's part of the
Denise
shtick.
is sending her love. And Diane Moore on Facebook, I want to acknowledge our Facebook friends. Diane wants to know, are you going to do a skit tonight? So,
Oh,
A skit. Well, I think you're watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
this
is
might
like-
be a good time to play one of the next videos, Scott.
okay, you got it.
And plus, we'd want to pay them for their time and their energy.
Oh,
Because
sweet.
it's a lot of work to do that. Your makeup game is on point, and that's hours and time, and Sephora's making billions on you.
I wish we could afford Sephora.
Yeah. We're more elf and wet and wild.
With
I
my
gotcha.
LA colors.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to show a video. But
Oh!
since I have it, there is
Oh, there
Wyatt
it is.
Danglewood.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, love me some dangly wood.
Oh, hey.
Hey, girl. You could cut meat on those cheekbones.
That is
honey.
Buffalo
Oh,
Bill right
yes.
there.
Yes.
So here's your introduction to Wyatt Danglewood. World, meet Wyatt Danglewood, Montana-born, whiskey, revolver swinging, whiskey liquor, poke your hand winner, and loves it when you touch his wild westicles.
Awesome. I love westicles.
Could they be?
I love wild westicles
It all
too.
depends on where they are.
Yeah,
Easticles
they
or
swing
westicles?
east to westicles. There you go.
Yeah. You don't know.
So
He was really fun to play with because I was born in Montana, and I'm totally a pervert at heart. I have a lot of different facets of my personality.
That's sexy. That's sexy right
seriously.
Oh,
seriously.
the
there. That is
I
sexy.
love that.
Yes.
Ugh.
I study men for a living. They're
Yeah, you
psychics
do.
in their bodies. Anyway.
All right, everybody.
That left us breathless.
Woo!
Okay,
Everybody drink.
to allow you a moment to catch your breath, here's another TikTok video from our wonderful Madge and Bisket.
Speaking of religious.
Biscuit, what? Call 911. The priest just passed out back there. What were you guys doing? Well, we were playing quarters with the blood of Christ. Jesus took the wheel. Oh my God. I'm gonna go kick him and see if he's still breathing. Okay, Christ compels you.
I like the organ playing in the background.
Yeah,
I
you
hope
like
that-
that?
We this is the craziest thing. We have a penchant for poking fun at Catholicism because her character went to school at a Catholic girls' school.
Oh, wow.
Biscuit's character was raised Pentecostal and they handled snakes
Yes.
in more ways
Now
than
these
one.
are our characters, okay?
These are the
Yes.
characters.
I was actually raised Baptist.
Yes. Homina. There you go.
I got a lot of issues, okay, because the show is not as long as it needs to be
Yeah.
for that.
But part of that is we had at the time a father, a priest that was following Madge and Bisket, who became friends with us and then became an ordained bishop and continues to follow us. And here's the catch, continues to share our feed with his Catholic friends, fathers,
Bishops, other
Bishops.
archbishops.
who come into our
Yeah.
lives.
Yeah, and that's how he found us, was through those videos. Yeah.
So he ended up being this Father Thomas ended up being one of the characters that we constantly revisited, that we were going in and having confessions with
Oh,
Something.
or something.
Yeah, we have
Well,
something that Biscuit does in the confessionals.
That is not true. I
So-
never do anything in the confessionals that any red-blooded American wouldn't do.
Yeah.
You know, I want to, I'm always the guy who kind of gets a little bit more serious here, but most people are in some form of recovery from the religious upbringing, you know, almost everybody. I mean, let's face it, most of us grew up in religions that were fucked up.
Yeah.
And at some age, we realized this is crazy, you know. I'm worshiping some guy hanging on a cross who
Yeah.
died for my sins, right? What I can remember being 5 years old or 6 years old, really trying to figure out what that meant. Like, why did this beautiful man have to die because of me? You know, I didn't get it, you
Yeah.
know. So most people are in a form of recovery. And so I'm imagining that the work that you do, you know, it gives people the chance to laugh.
Yes.
And then that opens the door, because, you know, laughter is what opens the door to deeper truth. So
Well, and deeper conversations about religion.
there's
You know
two
what?
things that
Oh,
are
go
really
ahead.
good. That there, I'll just pass it to you in a minute. But there's two things that really unlock people's psyches, and that's religion and sexuality. And it's one of the quickest ways to get to your shit. So
Yeah.
take it away.
Well, I was gonna say that you know, a lot of our religious videos, they always do really good. And I think, again, because there's always some truth into our parodies of what we do
Mhm.
with religion. You know, it was really funny too, because we were doing the tarot cards. They're called Redneck tarot cards, basically. And so you can imagine what those like. Well, they had the King of Kings on there, which was Jesus, but we knew Father Thomas was in there watching. So this Jesus looked an awful lot like Kenny Loggins. So we decided that our new God is Kenny.
Kenny Loggins, praise
So
Kenny.
praise Kenny. So if you see any praise Kennys in any of our lives or any comments, we are now, you know, we're all right. You don't have
Nobody
to worry
worry
about
about
me
There you go.
because we got Kenny, you know, and he takes us out of the danger zone. You know
That
what I'm
is true.
saying?
A lot of his lyrics are spiritual guidance. On
Yeah,
some form.
especially back to the days of poo.
Girlfriend.
Now, are there ever times that you kind of are in it, you're in your shtick, and then you have a little bit of a hangover effect of going, I think we went too far? Does that ever happen?
Well, we get the community guidelines
Yeah.
issue on TikTok quite a bit. So
The social.
But how about for
the social-
yourselves, within yourselves? Do you
Oh,
ever
oh,
do you ever feel like,
Um,
you know what? Because you know, it's like eating junk food, it tastes good, you know, we get intoxicated with our laughter, with our shtick, but then are the times where you feel you cross the line?
we do. I think it's like, oh, we can't say that.
we can't say that.
We
But
can't say
Scott,
that.
you need to be here on set when we get into one of our laughing fits over some of the shit that comes out of our mouths. And we literally can't get through the takes. It is so, that is humor and authenticity at its finest, where
Yes.
something is so absurd and you're sitting there with somebody that you love and care about, and tears are streaming down your face because you are literally dying laughing.
And peeing your pants.
Yeah, well, and that happened.
Yeah.
We're still having the couch clean,
Yeah.
but that's
Yeah, we actually, that
okay.
happened last week with one of our videos. I literally pissed right here on the couch.
Okay, so the setup is we were doing something that was on trend for TikTok because we have to do trends for TikTok.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
So, and part of that is the laughter of her literally pissing her pants in that clip, laughing so hard because she was so ticklish and we were laughing our asses off, did better than the stuff that we did that was on
Yeah,
trend.
on trend. Yeah.
Pissing your pants gets you more
Just
hits on TikTok.
completely admitting, I'm saying out loud, I'm pissing my pants. I am pissing my pants right now. I need a wipey.
Yes.
That's exactly. So we go that far, but to answer your question, Scott, yes, we do sometimes take it too far, but we do. I think I've gotten better at reeling it in.
But
So-
but that wasn't one
That
of them.
was not
Scott.
one of them.
That was not.
That
one
was
of
just
them.
comedy gold.
That was comedy gold.
And if you haven't noticed, we have no pride either.
Oh, I think that's not how I see it.
Yeah.
Got a whole lot of pride.
God.
There you go. Look at that.
See, that's the thing for me, is that when I'm in character of whatever I'm choosing in the moment, like whatever that expression is, I get to create that container to be fully authentic. And yes, pushing it further is actually one of the things that delights me, because there's stuff you can't do in the real world, with a bunch of other very not so open people.
Right.
True.
Do in a container that you can just be like, okay, we're going to take it as far as we can. And the crazy part about it is that the stuff that you say is all stuff that's real. Like,
Yeah.
we all think about
Yeah.
Catholic upbringing,
Yeah.
Christian upbringing. That stuff's relating to me because it's stuff that I've thought. The things about peeing your pants, well, I hate to break it to you all out there in the world, but the pelvic girdle weakens as you age. Welcome to the real world. Did you know that your pubic hair grows gray? I didn't know it until I had to ask my grandma in a very, very vulnerable conversation.
Well, yeah,
So
it
I'm
does.
just saying-
And it gets a little more sparse. You don't have
No, I know.
you don't have to shave the forest as much.
Why do you think I'm wearing a merkin? You're welcome.
The more you know.
The
So one of my favorite shticks that you guys do is something that they forced me to do as a child. And it really does look like, so there, Scott, there's one that's like purple, I think. Can you pull up the video that's purple? And it's one of these, I have trauma around sitting around and doing these like word things that my parents made me do. And for all you 80s kids, you're gonna get it right now.
Okay,
Can you
here
play
we
that?
go. Here's the purple one.
Right, this is the one.
Art, fart. Shh, art, shart. Oop, poop. Up, plop. Art, fart.
Okay.
Who knows where that's
Darn.
from?
We just did a 50th anniversary of this.
Up, plop.
Scott?
I just figured I'd play it twice because it's
Plop.
they're short, so I played it twice there.
They are short, yeah.
So we were inspired by Electric Company. Electric Company started in 1971.
Oh, I remember the electric. Sure, of course, the children's television.
So they
thing.
just had their 50th anniversary. It started in October of 71. So that was 50 years.
So that's actually from the Electric Company.
Yeah.
We stole that from the Electric Company.
Wow.
Yes.
I did. My parents forced me to do Hooked on Phonics.
Okay.
It was
Did it work for you?
no, I was a really
That was
good
a little slogan.
No, it was I was a
Phonics worked
really,
for me.
really good reader before, and they made me do it because my siblings needed help reading,
Okay.
and it was either too slow. The settings were either like slow or fast, and I was like, I couldn't read that fast, but I was like, this slow piece is just so fucking me up right now, and I would get so frustrated and cry about this type of reading, and I'm like, I don't need this. I read well. I love to read. I love to check out and be in the fantasy of it. So that one cracked me up because I was like, oh my God. There's ones like there's some really crass ones. The cunt muffin one was really funny to me. Like,
Which one?
and I think there was a cunt muffin one.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
There's like a whole, they add all these words. You know, if you're not checking out their TikTok by now, you should go and lay in bed tonight and laugh and pee your bed, okay?
Your bed.
It's okay. I just did it.
So I have always had a problem with this idea that a word has so much power that it cannot be uttered.
Yeah.
So using foul language to me has been this fascinating edge to where you can allude to something, but there are some times where the F word really just works. And so, and to hear somebody that you never expect to say it, have a word like that fall out of their mouth gives me, I wouldn't say that it gives me joy, gets me socially erect, let's say. It's amazing.
That's one of my favorite things.
I know, right?
Socially erect.
Yes. Boing.
Somebody get me a towel.
There you go. Somebody got a bar towel. She's starting to drip over here. Jesus.
So Scott, I know he's listening right now because
yeah. This is interesting because this is a conversation that Trish and I have. So this is very interesting because my perspective is absolutely every now and then drop an F-bomb, but pick and choose it wisely. Because if you're dropping F-bombs all the time, they completely lose their power and then you just end up sounding crass, right? And so that's why I like what you said, because what I heard was when you hear someone you don't expect to drop an F-bomb doing it, then it has power.
Well, you said it before. You said it before the F word came out of your mouth. I'm like, Scott, you handsome devil.
Right, but if I did it all the time, it wouldn't have its thing.
Oh,
see?
he'd be so.
I would just think that you were one of my tricks that I was going to
Yeah,
meet later.
you'd be so.
I also love that you guys are sex worker friendly and super sex positive. That's one of the things is like that in the world.
Well, and women being sex positive, when did that become an issue?
Well, I just was reading a book about feminism and how that there was like this whole movement. I don't remember.
I know it's so ridiculous to me because I always saw women as the nurturers. So where in the hell did you think you were going to learn sex from? I didn't know I was gay initially, but I learned that you had sex with women and stuff like. Anyway, we're getting into deep water.
You're not socially erect.
Well, you know, I kind of because what being sex positive means is constantly changing.
Yeah.
That is true. That's true.
You know, a long time ago, in 1988, 89, I spent 2 years of my life writing, directing, and producing, and then traveling with a feature film I made called Men in Love, which is a very homoerotic love story that was very, very positive in a very beautiful way. And so I was very around that world. And believe me, sex positive then was very different than what sex positive. I need Trish to teach me. Okay, Trish, what am I allowed to say and not say anymore? Because it changes, right?
Oh,
It really does. So being sex positive and being hip to the proper languaging is a constant evolution.
Oh,
Yeah. We were raised with Madonna.
rolling around on the
You
floor
know.
like a virgin? I don't think so.
We were so lucky to have her as a role model.
Do you remember the sex book that she came out
Yes.
with? I remember seeing that and being like, talk about being titillated by something and seeing women, especially her, being sex positive about her body. And
You were titillated?
it was incredible. That book,
I just liked you saying titillated.
well, because
No, I gotta tell you what, that picture of her thumbing,
yes,
pitching,
naked.
yeah, no.
Amazing.
She made me feel like men, I had the same amount of power as men.
yeah.
I always felt that.
That's when the power exchange really started to expand in our in our country. And she brought BDSM to the masses, which is still not as widely accepted, but it is moving forward. Thank you to the pop stars of the world who are making taboo available.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she masturbated on stage, or
Or assimilated it.
Simulated it, yeah.
Yeah.
Assimilated it?
That's what it says.
Okay.
I don't know.
She's been drinking. It's okay.
I'm socially erect right now.
Yes. Boing.
And that's the thing about
I'm using that word all the time.
About using our power as people who are front facing and we have followings. Like, that's the pieces where we get to really honor our power or use our power for good, is when we like make fun of religion, and when we make fun of the things that were hard for us, and when we make fun of those places are really it is a slight coping skill. So one of the things for me is, if I'm not in the place where I've joked about it yet, you should probably wait until I start joking. And that's when you know that I'm moving through it. When I start being like, oh, that Trish thing again. Like, I'll start playing with it.
That's incredible that you said that as a coping mechanism, because I used humor when I was in high school, because I knew there was no way I wasn't gay. I was just the only person that didn't know it. And using humor was a way, if I could get my bullies to laugh, I knew that I wasn't going to get beat up that day. And now I did that here because of that. And now we use humor to soften this. This is for some people seeing us like full face. It's a lot. It
Not
is a lot.
my problem.
No.
And I just saw someone that said, I think I'm too old for this.
I'm too old for this.
Yeah.
But part of it is, it's interesting to see using humor to break down those barriers gives you that momentary edge where they see you as equals and you share a laugh together, even if it's at my own expense. I'm used to making fun of myself to get through the day. Now it's switched where it is a power play for me to make fun of myself as a way to move beyond what you think about me.
Yes. It's
And
also
that's what a lot of our humor is.
Yes.
It's self-deprecating. Because if you can't laugh at yourself, I mean, my gosh, seriously.
Oh God.
I'm
a train wreck.
You are a train wreck.
Thanks, babe.
You're welcome.
All aboard. Choo-choo.
It's leaving the station.
See my caboose?
No.
Come on.
No.
Oh,
No.
Oh God.
we can blow some blast-formations into your
There we go. So yes. Hello.
Into the void.
Yes.
Humor is really disarming, so I use it a lot in
Yep.
my coaching sessions. As like we're getting really deep into some childhood stuff, or some place that someone's really sensitive about it. and we'll take a break, we'll take a breath, and maybe I'll throw in, and you can never say a joke about them. Like that's the thing. It's like people get really defensive about joking about something that's sacred to them. But I'll make a joke about me, or I'll make a joke about the same similar situation that I've had. Like, oh, da 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 da, and it'll disarm them enough to get them to sort of take the hook out of being attached to that identity, for them to even take a deep breath and go deeper.
Yep.
And that's,
Yeah.
Yep. And that's the piece about humor. And that's what you've offered me in this like whole pandemic, is an opportunity to take a very isolating experience and feel really connected and seen, and feel like, oh my gosh, I can lay in bed in my underwear and laugh my face off before I go to bed. And about things that still hold, like, that are touchy for me. Like that whole religious piece, like crap, but the blood of Christ, like, whew, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We do a lot of blood of Christ jokes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I know. What's
Especially the one that when she goes and has communion and it's the tiniest appetizer, can I just buy the bottle? Basically.
Oh, and then there was like, you brought a bottle of wine
Oh yeah.
to church.
Yes, the Baptists have grape juice. It's okay. I went to the liquor store. We're fine now.
We're good.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that
we
one
went on a
was
booze run with Father Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
oh my
And he
God.
put his hand on my ass. Well, there you
He was blasting you. Again.
He was. He was. Father Thomas, I swear.
Scott, I'm wondering if you might pull up that last video. And this is one of those pieces, it really spoke to me in my heavier partier days, especially in Vegas. I've literally stalked you all over the world.
It's okay. We still love you, Doc.
We do. Yeah.
We do.
I
Here
pee
we
my
go.
pants. I'll pee my
I'm a
pants.
good stalker.
Oh.
This was in Vegas, actually.
It's happened to us all.
At the very
That
end,
was at the Paris Hotel in Vegas.
Yes. And it's a cautionary tale,
Yes,
boys
it
and
is.
girls. Don't drink and drive.
at the very end of that, I think that Biscuit, you fall over. You're like,
Oh yeah, that was we did that in Provincetown.
Oh, we did that one in Provincetown where I pulled the fifth out of my bra.
Yeah.
that's right, that's right.
Okay, it's time for a little bit of listening to what our wonderful viewers have to say. So
Oh Lord.
we're
Oh,
gonna
God,
do
here we
that
go.
for a moment. We love our viewers.
Yes.
So Suzanne writes, I got on late, but I love these two. They are hilarious.
Oh.
Eleanor Joy writes, socially erect. That's great. Lots of exclamation points. Celeste writes, play is the highest kind of research. And that's a quote from Albert Einstein.
Oh.
Ooh.
Steve writes, some things get old and redundant. I think I'm too old for this. Ha ha. So that's a joke. That's a joke.
There
That was a joke. Okay.
Good joke. Dia, who's one of our regulars, writes, with 200 weeks until I'm 80 years young, my first reaction to you was, this is no longer a humor fit, but I stayed tuned and expanded into areas of myself that were lying dormant. I am so loving every bit, that's in capitals, every bit of your brilliant, candor-full humor. Looking forward to spending time with the replay. Love you all so very largely.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Dia, right?
Yeah.
And Suzanne writes, what a riot. And Eleanor Joy writes, yes, we're in the same age group and still rocking. So
There you go, baby.
so
Great.
far, so far the reviews are good.
Okay,
So
we're not scaring any of your people away. All
You
right.
know
that's
what?
Scare him.
Scare 'em.
Okay.
good. Boo-boo.
Come a little closer,
Yeah,
darling.
that's closer. Come
No,
closer.
no, not too close.
Oh yeah.
Not too
Yeah,
close.
exactly. I might pee.
Not close enough to see my pores, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, girl, that's why I use a spackle.
That and it's a filter. Use your filter. What's happening here?
What's happening here?
I'm scared in a
There
good
you
way.
go.
Don't tell anyone our secrets. Shh.
Oh God. It's crazy.
So I hope that this is inspiring for everyone, and what has it's inspired me is that where all that stuff that's in your head that you say things like, oh my God, I could never do that. Like I spent many years thinking like, oh, I could never do that. And then just being able to like play out the things that were in my head, which is my imagination is pretty vast. Like, whoa, even I'm like,
Damn, I'm crazy.
I am crazy, but I get to experience it, and I recognize how human it is to have these desires to be free, to be expressed in the container, right? So I hope that when you're watching this on the replay or even now, that you're really finding that inspiration to just be yourself. As you all know, I run that show on every Thursday morning called The Self-Love Show. And it's these pieces that help you really dive into self-love. There's no way that these two radical human beings could be doing this without at least some sliver of self-love, right?
Oh
This
yeah.
is like,
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
that's
big
absolutely
one.
true.
The heels, the doing the videos and the skits and posting and cutting the fucking videos up, like that is so much work. Like you all don't even, you might not even understand how a full-time job that is. And for them to actually be committed to something that they offer the world, like this comedy that they offer the world is such a gift. And the thing that you think that's like, oh, I could never do that, or oh, I'm not, like I could never be that person. Like that's maybe the piece in the world that could benefit all of us, just to be ourselves, to be more loving and compassionate, really being
That's very true.
accepting.
Yeah.
We're all crazy, you know. It's just what do you allow in your world? Just say
Right.
That's right. We can also do a reveal if you would like afterwards.
a reveal.
If your friends, well, no, I mean,
We
like
usually, yeah, after we
at the
end of our videos, we take our wigs off and everything.
yeah,
Ooh.
it'd be like, because part of the illusion is that it is an illusion.
Right.
Oh.
Wow.
Ah.
Oh, thank you. So this is great. I love this.
This is honestly the difference between being self-confident like this is a thin veneer of color. That's all it is. And there's eyelashes.
Mm.
And it is, and you're back to yourself just that easily.
Oh.
Wow.
Bam.
Oh, you guys are gorgeous. Well, y'all, not guys.
Y'all.
You folks are gorgeous.
You all.
Y'all. It's an all-inclusive term.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Y'all. I'm not even from the South, but
Y'all.
Yeah.
don't get me wrong.
Wherever you
Oh,
want
yeah.
to be from. Yes.
Yeah.
That's us.
And that's the thing, is like you've got to just be yourself, and you've got to like find the ways to express your inner hoe bag, or your or
That's
your
right.
yeah, right.
Go, honey.
I have a question, just as we wrap up. I have a bunch of different characters that I have kind of like in my pocket. And I'm curious how you get into characters. So my characters have always been through the name. So I have my first drag character was named Rod Hammer. And it's, because my best friend wanted me to host her 13th annual 27th birthday party in drag. So I got the 2017, or was it 18? San Francisco Drag King winner to come over to our house and help me put this on. And I became Rod Hammer. I'm a Russian comedian, and I'm into bonds, bail bonds. Yeah. It was the best skit that I ever created, because as a host of a party, I know my joke. Like I know that my jokes are pretty like punny and crass and bad, and nobody likes them. So I created a character around bad jokes. Have you ever heard a Russian joke?
Yes, there was a comedian. No, they're horrible.
They're horrible. They're just so raw and real and so not it's based in tragedy. All the Russian jokes are
It
based
is
in
tragedy.
Well, it's Russia.
Yes.
Bless
It's
its heart.
Russia,
It's
darling.
Russia.
so here let me tell you one, and so if you guys are listening, so the one is so I get out of house and I walk 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 and I see a long line and I get in long line and I know it's good because it's long. So I stand and I wait and I wait and I wait 8 hours and I get to front of line and I see a toilet paper and I was like, oh, because I use the newspaper most of the time because toilet paper run quick. We only use toilet paper for our guests. And I get up to front and they say, we run out. That's the end of the joke.
That's it.
Yes.
And so they're so bad, and they're not bad jokes. They're just finding humor in the tragedy. And
Yeah.
I dated a person for, I don't know, 5 years whose mom was committed to getting me to laugh at a Russian joke. And I was like, oh God.
Oh, okay.
And so that's where the character started to play into. And I created such a character that it was so bad. The humor and comedy was so bad that people were clamoring to get on stage to get me off. I was like, wow. To host a party that's a talent show, that was my best shtick ever. But it always comes back as the name. So Rod Hammer or Wyatt Danglewood, it's always the place where I can drop in. So what is it for you? Is it the wig? Is it the voice? Is it the glasses? Is it the underwear?
God. Well, the underwear we really shouldn't be talking about.
It's interesting. We were those characters without any of that. We were these characters, Madge Bisket, with poorly applied lipstick, a towel on her head, and what else?
It's weird. I think it's, I don't know. We even talk like Madge and Biscuit when we're on the phone with each other.
Yeah,
sometimes.
it's like they
It
drop
kind of
in.
comes out once in
Yeah.
a while.
But I have, especially if you're playing roles of characters, it makes sense for the name to be a play on, especially for you,
Yeah.
because you are a drag king, and I've seen drag queens. That's why our names, we don't fit into that niche of being drag queens, because we don't lip sync, we don't dance because we would break a hip.
Oh God.
But for you, you're young, you're lithe, you're vibrant, Rod Hammer, or,
And Biscuit was a mistake.
Biscuit was a mistake.
It was Madge was always Madge, but Biscuit, we said somewhere we're gonna call her waffles or French toast. I don't know. And then you said something about a biscuit.
Oh,
And then I couldn't.
Biscuit likes the gravy.
Yeah,
is
and then
what
I
said.
couldn't spell biscuit correctly because there's like a Q in it and a K. I don't know.
Thank God she's an educator.
So
for
yeah,
our
I have a
children.
master's degree. I mean, that was money well spent, obviously. But no, so I even spelled it Bisket, which is, and Wayne's like, what the hell did you
It ended up being a brilliant mistake.
It
She
was.
has several of them. Several.
I'm a idiot savant, is basically what I am.
Heavy on the idiots.
Heavy on the idiot. But no, so like, I mean, it's I think Madge and Biscuit are part of who we are,
Yes.
period.
Yes.
So it's there really isn't what did I do to my hair? I'm sorry.
That's good.
But there really, we always, it's very easy to transition in and out of them.
Yes.
So we don't really prepare. We don't have to prepare so much for it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the banter that we do, the banter happens even when we're at the grocery store, or at the hardware store, at the gas station.
Somebody's gonna get an earful.
Yeah, they're just like, what the hell's happening? Yeah.
See, there you go. It's a facet of self.
A
Your
facet.
characters are a facet of yourself. That's just
And they're-
like it's
and they're-
mine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's coping mechanisms.
Yes.
These characters are now fully fledged coping mechanisms that make money, which is really nice.
Way to do that. Way to make money off of your enjoyment, your comedy, and
Yes.
by being yourself. Well, being some version of yourself.
That's
Right.
true. That's
Right.
very true.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Oh my God, thanks for
This-
inviting us. This has been great.
This has been absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Absolutely amazing.
You know, one of the things that you said early on that really touched my heart, that I just want to go back to for a second, is that you had to use humor, making fun of yourself to make sure you didn't get beat up. And you know, that's I've worked a lot with teenagers, and it's no joke, teenagers getting beat up because they're gay. And you mentioned very much in passing being in Wyoming and what happened, you know, to Matthew Shepard. And so it's interesting to me that something that started as truly a physical survival mechanism has become this big part of your life. And I just want to acknowledge that. That made a big impression on me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't think, well, and from Stephanie's standpoint too, women do this unconsciously as well. They try to make themselves, I think, from a standpoint that women make themselves look beautiful, to be more impactful. They regress their wants and desires to put other people forward. That is another facet of that as well.
Yeah.
So it is, you know, we learn these coping skills to get through life, and you know, we're all broken toys at one level or another. And that's a phrase that you taught me, was that we're the island of broken toys.
Yeah.
And we happen to be pretty damn happy at this point.
Yeah.
You just got to embrace your shit.
Yep. Participating in the
Yep.
social construct of beauty and gender. Like, again, remember they're constructs. So I always make people like, I have to get something out of it. If I'm going to put on makeup, I have to get something out of it. And if you want me to participate in the female gender role that I'm supposed to do, like, you're going to have to pay me a lot of money for that.
I want to acknowledge a few more comments from our friends. This is what I do here. Mark Danisovsky, one of our regulars, jumped in a little bit late. He said, I'm scared, but in a good way. And then he says, I just tuned in, and freedom is the word. Be free, be you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dia writes, I am attending. I think that was in reference to what you guys were talking about. You were going to do down the line. Denise, love you. Steve, wow. Mark, whoa. Dudes! Exclamation point. And then you took off your
Oh,
your-
took off the
right?
wig. There you go, dude.
Whoa, dude, the dudes.
But one is
Well, one is
right.
one is a testosterone running penis haver, and the other one's a estrogen running badge haver.
there you go.
With big balls.
That's just such a delightful new terminology, Trish. Thank you. I love that.
It took me a while. I'm slow.
That is such a Trish. That is such a Trish. Suzanne writes, yes, I want to dress up now and walk downtown with my new friend that I'm calling Snowy. So
Snowy.
Snowy. Suzanne continues, I so needed to laugh. It's a gift of rejuvenation too. Thank you, Madge and Biscuit. Thank you for the laughs. Mark Danisovsky writes, my friend Chuck Wine says, personality is the theater of the soul. That's a good one. Dia writes, I'm on my phone and my new computer, which has some strange black and glowing white screen, but yet I'm taking some outrageous pictures of each of you. And I must get them to you at another time when my computer assistant can get them sent to you. Let me know how to do that. So Dia, I'll put my email, I'll put Trish in my email address. You can send them to us and we'll pass them on. Steve writes, thank you. This has been so much fun being with all of you. And Mark says, yes, it took me a while to realize that one of you was dude. And so, and then Denise is thanking us for the show. So, you know what? You did all right. You did
Okay.
great.
Thank you. All right.
The reviews were pretty
Stayed
good.
your show too bad.
Oh, good.
Got a little piss on it, a little pee, but other than that, we're good.
It's okay.
Yeah, well, we didn't get you to pee on the couch while we were here. I mean, you know.
They
I'm
said they were
feeling-
already cleaning the couch. It's already in the works.
Well, now we've got
Go
another
ahead.
square to wash.
Yes,
so it's
yes,
okay.
yeah.
You don't have plastic on it like your grandma's.
We got a
She would slide off the chair.
yeah, we got a punch card. We got a punch card for furniture cleaning. So
Yes.
I think we're up for a free one.
It's Simonized.
Yes. Frickin' punch card.
You are wonderful humans. Thank you for sharing your Friday night here with us. And
Our pleasure. Our pleasure, Trish. Scott.
Thank you.
How do people get more of you? Can we put, is there a website?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yep, you can go to Madge and Bisket. It's Madge and Bisket, BISKET.com, or you can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all Madge and Bisket, and Facebook.
And Facebook.
Wow.
Here.
And Reddit.
Pull it up.
Yeah, why
Reddit and
are you
also
pulling it up, Trish? You want me to?
There you go.
Go ahead.
And just so you guys know, we're doing a revamp of our website. So things are going to be changing. We're going to be adding new things to our website. It'll be a lot of fun. There you go. That's
Good.
definitely, that's what we look like out of character.
Wow.
That was me before COVID. I've gained some weight. But
Wow.
you know how it is.
Yeah. Oh,
I love this picture of you. I'd like to check out their merch. They have great sweaters and
wow.
oh yeah.
Look at
This
this.
great Kenny.
Yeah, there's praise
Praise.
Kenny right there.
Okay, so I want a beanie for my birthday.
Okay,
Really?
kid.
All right.
Yeah, give
Ooh,
me
you
a Madge
just-
Bisket beanie.
You just uploaded some new things, I see.
We did yep, we're getting some of our winter stuff. We're taking pictures tomorrow for our Christmas stuff and Christmas cards. So
Yes.
you'll have to send us your address so we can get you some Christmas cards to you guys.
Yes. Signed. I won't tell you how they're signed.
Well, they'll be your
Scott.
on it.
Give me your personal phone number. I'll call you.
Oh
I'm
God.
looking forward to it. Looking
You
forward
won't be
to it.
scared much.
I'm not very socially erect right now.
I'm sure. He's gone a big rubbery one. That's okay. We use everything. I use popsicle sticks and all sorts of things.
Okay.
Scott, there's a couple more that I want to send you that I don't think that I can actually show online now.
Okay.
So everybody, you gotta go to
I think we
TikTok.
better stop when we're ahead. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
Yes. He's going, oh God, we're losing people. They're
No, they're sticking
They're
around,
sticking-
actually.
Yeah.
They're dropping like
Around.
flies.
they're dropping like flies, Randy.
All right, well, Madge and Biscuit, thank you. You guys are great. You gals go.
You
Thank
are
you,
too,
sweetheart.
Scott.
Thank you so much.
Trish, mwah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Tomorrow night, Saturday Night Alive, we've got a great group of people, so join us. All evolutionary leaders, including Gary Zukoff, who wrote The Seed of the Soul, on my show tomorrow night. So join us. Lots of love, Madge and Biscuit. I hope you'll come back again sometime.
Oh,
We will.
we
All right,
will.
good. That'll
Definitely.
make us all
Thank you,
very happy.
Trish. Thank you, Scott.
Happy
Bye.
holidays.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Oh, I'm saving the chat and I'll send it to you guys.
All right.
Save chat. There we go.